The video you are about to watch was made for entertainment purposes only. The views and opinions expressed in this video are those of the content creators themselves and should not be taken personally. So sit back and enjoy.
I know everyone is comparing this statue to the golden calf of the Bible, but I think it's more reminiscent of Nebuchadnezzar of the Bible, okay? This was a king who decided to erect a 90-foot statue of himself, a golden statue, while he was king. And this was just something that God did not like. And eventually, Nebuchadnezzar received a dream from God in which there was a giant rock that God decided to hurl at his statue. And you know, Nebuchadnezzar is in this dream and he sees the statue get blown up and all the pieces of the statue get like blown away in the wind. And I think to myself, I don't understand how Christians who are in the MAGA community can read this story and not see the parallels. Because one of God's biggest issues with Nebuchadnezzar erecting the statue was the idea of vanity. He wanted Nebuchadnezzar to know, and he let Nebuchadnezzar know this through Daniel, who interpreted that dream to him, that, hey, erecting a statue like this is just completely vain. Your kingdom will eventually fall. You will not be here around forever. You are trying to immortalize yourself, and that will never happen because all earthly kingdoms and kings will fall, saying that, you know, God is the only one to be around forever. That was the whole entire point of the story. I'm not really sure, as we sit here and watch Donald Trump continue to try to immortalize himself in every single way possible, how Christians do not see that. I mean, I know they didn't read the book, because if they did read the book, they probably wouldn't be MAGA in the first place, but it's just ironic.
If it looks like a duck, and it sounds like a duck, and it acts like a duck, it's an evil dictator.
Donald Trump decided to wake up and continue his insane social media posting spree, and this time it included AI images of Obama and Biden shirtless in a pool, racist photos, and more. At 7:53 in the morning, this is the first thing that Donald Trump posted after waking up. It says, "Democrats love sewage," and it's an AI image of Obama, Biden, and Pelosi in the reflecting pool. And I just think this is deranged. Like, how crazy do you have to be to come up with something like this? Next, at 7:54, again, he posted this image, 159 Iranian ships, Obama, Biden, Trump. He actually posted this the other day. I don't know if he remembers that, but of course not true. At 7:54, again, he endorses the idea of putting his face on the $100 bill and also his name on the back of it. Then at 7:55 a.m., he posted another image that he uploaded the other day as well. It says, "JB Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, is too busy to keep Chicago safe." And I do think it's ironic that he's insulting Pritzker for this when Donald Trump looks like he does. At 7:55 a.m., Hakeem Low IQ Jeffries, his district, him at home. It's incredibly racist that Donald Trump is painting a majority black district as this, and he's attacking Hakeem Jeffries, calling him low IQ. 7:57 in the morning, lasers, bing, bing, gone. What? And then finally, 8:03 in the morning, bye-bye fast boats, with, of course, another AI image. So not only did Trump post over 55 times in the middle of the night last night, but he woke up and continued this crap. It is insane.
Is your Wi-Fi acting up lately? Well, that's not a coincidence. If your game keeps lagging, your Netflix keeps freezing, or your smart TV keeps acting like it needs therapy, there's a reason for that. Trump and Republicans just passed the law that lets telephone companies take over the signal space that your home Wi-Fi uses. And guess what? You weren't supposed to notice. See, that space is what makes your Wi-Fi fast and stable, especially for things like virtual reality, 4K streaming, even smart devices. Now it's being sold off to the highest bidder. So you think your internet bill is high now? Oh, just wait. Wait until they slow it down and charge you more to fix what they broke. And they can't say they didn't know any better because they was told that this was a bad move. They did it anyway, baby, because you ain't their priority. This is why elections matter. This is why reading that fine print, it matters. They messing with your Wi-Fi now. What next? Pay attention, y'all. This ain't a conspiracy.
Apple is reportedly in the final stages of creating new AirPods with built-in cameras. Bloomberg reports the cameras won't record photos or video, but will feed information to Siri. Users can then ask questions about what they're looking at. No word yet on a possible release date or price.
If you thought a cruise ship infested with hantavirus was crazy, then you're going to want to listen to this, because law enforcement just arrested 28 crew members, including from a Disney cruise ship, after uncovering a massive child pornography ring. So they went on 8 cruise ships off the coast of San Diego in late April, part of a child exploitation material operation. They interviewed 26 crew members from the Philippines, 1 from Indonesia, 1 from Portugal, and 27 of them were involved in either the receipt, possession, transportation, or distribution of this material. The arrests were made over 5 different cruise ships, so it wasn't just Disney, but Disney did release a statement. You can pause and read it here. It's just your typical PR stuff. They ended up revoking all of their visas, and they sent them all back to their own country. But the fact that this is over 5 different cruises makes it a lot worse, in my opinion, because it makes me want to believe that this is something that's large scale. Like, what else is out there? It's just a bunch of families on cruises. If you've ever been on one, they're just trying to have a good time with their family, and there's a lot of kids roaming around on cruise ships. And if people are taking advantage of that in the worst way possible, I can't think of anything worse than that.
If you think that the push for E15 in the US is bad, you need to see the global playbook. This isn't just a local issue, it's a coordinated agenda, and your engines are paying the price. Take India for an example. They just hit E20, 20% ethanol. 5 years ahead of schedule, drivers are already reporting rough idling and their mileage is tanking. It makes sense though. Ethanol burns 33% less than gasoline. You're paying the same price, but you drive fewer miles. And even worse, millions of cars that were built for only E10, the government is already mapping out E27. Here's the kicker. Insurance companies in India are already stating that if your engine is damaged by these blends, the claim is denied. They are mandating a fuel that voids your warranty and leaves you holding the bag. This is happening everywhere. Brazil is pushing E35 by the end of the year. Paraguay just signed a mandate for E50, 50% ethanol. In the US, the fight over making E15 permanent year-round, it's pushing under the guise of going green. But it's really a massive wealth transfer. We are being forced to buy a corrosive fuel that degrades rubber lines, absorbs water, and destroys older engines. The globe is clear. Force you into a brand new vehicle or watch your current car slowly die from the inside out. E15 is just the test run. Look at India and Brazil. That is the future they want for us. Protect your engine, read your manuals, and watch what's pumping.
Oh my goodness. What is wrong with him? Oh, the police. Oh, my goodness. Bitch, you going to jail. Girl. Oh! Oh, my goodness. Oh! Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. Oh.
We're not even halfway through Donald Trump's second term, and our democracy is completely obliterated, crumbling before our very eyes. The people are in the halls of Congress screaming, "Do not pass this vote," and the representatives are not listening. The representatives of Tennessee have decided to pass a map that is so gerrymandered that it completely removes representation of black districts, meaning that this map that is newly passed is racially gerrymandered. But because the Civil Rights Voting Act was overturned by the Supreme Court, who were appointed by Donald Trump in his first term, it doesn't matter whether or not it's racist. It doesn't matter whether or not everybody gets a fair share, a fair vote. It matters that we subserve the billionaire class, and the people just get in the way of profit.
So Walmart has announced by the end of this year, 2026, all 4,500 Walmarts will be shifting over to digital price tags. And that also means that Walmart will be involved in surge pricing, and more stores are starting to do this. So if you're unaware, digital price tags allow Walmart and other companies to slightly raise and lower prices depending on when you're shopping. When there's a lot of people in the store, they will slightly raise prices, and when there's nobody there, they'll drop them back to normal again. This is being done in order to maximize profit, because even a couple of cents here and there across the board with millions of people means lots of money. But with these digital price tags, they've also announced facial recognition technology to watch your face, and also emotional recognition technology. Yes, that is correct. Emotional recognition technology.
Why are the transportation industry, the clothing industry, the entertainment industry, the appliance industry, the construction industry, etc., all lowering their standards in ways that are very easy to observe? And why are they all doing it at the same time? Why is everything getting worse now? Everyone has noticed this, that everything sucks now. Everything is worse. And we all kind of wonder whether it's just our own imagination. Are we looking back on the past with rose-colored glasses? Well, the answer is no. It is not in our imagination. This is real. This is happening. You aren't crazy. You aren't being nostalgic. It is actually true that the quality of almost everything is markedly worse now.
5 cars to avoid at all costs. Do not buy these cars, no matter how cheap they are, or how good the deal looks, don't buy them. Starting off with my least favorite car in the world, Chevy Malibu. Timing chain? Yeah, good luck with 100,000 miles. That's if the motor didn't blow already before the time chain went out. Kia Optima, they get stolen like no tomorrow. Motors are not reliable at all. They actually have these motors, the 2.4, in stock at Kia at all times to replace. Number 3, the Nissan Versa / Sentra. They kind of fall both in this category. You might get 100,000 to 90,000 miles out of these cars, max. They are the cheapest cars in the market for a reason. Do not buy them. Spend the extra 5,000. Number 4, the Volkswagen Jetta. These lose more value than a pregnant prostitute. You'll absolutely lose all your value as soon as you drive it off the lot. Last and least, we have the Buick Encore. These come with the Ecotec Chevy motor, which is just absolutely terrible. The interior quality is terrible, exterior quality is terrible.
Let me show you the satanic symbolism in one of the biggest parks of Norway.
So we, we'll have to prepare for the next one. That, I'd say is, will get attention this time. Yeah.
A school cafeteria worker admits she did wrong, and she understands why she was fired.
For 14 years, Debbie Salzman worked as a beloved lunch lady here at Denver Place Elementary School in Wilmington. She says she would upgrade the lunch of a child who didn't have enough money or give them extra food if they said they were still hungry.
If they didn't have enough money on their account, they would get a cheese sandwich instead. When they got a free lunch, that would come back and say, Miss Debbie, I'm still hungry. Didn't you get your belly full for supper last night? And you don't know how many times they heard they didn't have supper that night.
Saltzman says she kept Post-it note IOUs and paid out of her own pocket for kids, but the district suspended and terminated her this February for, quote, not keeping track of her register and providing food to her grandchildren without payment, end quote. Saltzman admits to giving her grandchildren extra food too, but says it wasn't just them.
I broke the rule. I'm the one that broke the rule.
There's a brand new scam at the gas pump, and the next time you go to fill up, you need to be aware of it. Many of you are already feeling the pinch at the pump due to the high gas price. Pay very close attention right here when he removes the hose. Look at the drywall screw right there. That drywall screw, when you put the nozzle back in, prevents it from ending your transaction and resetting it back to zero. It's on every pump at this gas station. I've gone ahead and freeze framed it and blown it up for you. You can hardly see that screw. The dirtier that area gets, the less and less that screw becomes visible. Imagine at night, you won't be able to see it at all. There it is right there, blown up for you. A little tiny drywall screw. And here is the scam explained in a nutshell. Scammers are wedging a small drywall screw into the nozzle holder at the pump. You pay, you fill up, you hang up the nozzle, but it never fully resets. The next person or the scammer keeps pumping gas on your card. Here are a few tips to help you not get robbed. Always check the cradle before and after pumping. Make sure the nozzle clicks fully and the screen resets to zero. Avoid helpful strangers offering to pump for you. And one more note on this. This has been spotted at multiple gas stations, and this scam is real simple for them to do, and it's also very effective in them robbing you.
If they lose control of the House and the Senate, this country will be crippled in lawsuits for at least a year. Because by flipping the House and the Senate, the Democrats will take control, which will impeach and throw out the Tangerine Twat Waffle, the Couch Humper, Mike Johnson, Kash Patel, Bimbo Bondi, even Kristi Noem, who's been moved but not fired. All of these people are going to be held and brought up on charges for what they've done to the American people. The back end of that is that the American people are going to line up around the block to sue the federal government for the wrongdoing done to them. There will be class action lawsuits for decades because the truth is the federal government acknowledging, charging, and kicking out these people from a key place is still going to have to accept guilt or culpability in the fact of what this government has done to the American people. And considering everybody loves to sue in this country.
We are getting a new look at that deadly incident on a runway at Denver International Airport that saw a trespasser sucked into the engine of an outbound Frontier Airlines jet. We do want to warn you, some may find this video disturbing. It shows that man walking onto the runway moments before they were hit by the jet, which was in the process of taking off for LAX. The impact to the engine sparked an explosion and fire, smoke quickly filling the cabin. You can see the plane just coming onto your screen on the left. That video is now part of the Denver Police Department's investigation into this incident. Meanwhile, the airport's CEO saying today they are continuing to gather information, calling this a horrible and preventable tragedy.
So the evangelicals are already breaking commandment number 2. Which one's next? I'm going to take a wild guess.
So are we sure that these are data centers? 33,000 football fields? So I looked up the biggest one in China, which is in Mongolia, 250 football fields. And also, they have like new techniques that they don't have to use all the water, like cooling systems and some other thing. But China, okay, we know they are way into AI, and they have way more people. Like 250 football fields is all they require for a data center, but 30,000 football fields is what this country requires? Like, what?
So the sculptor behind Donald Trump's 22-foot gold statue at one of his golf clubs in Florida is now speaking out, and he does not have some great things to say about Donald Trump and the chaos behind the scenes. Alan Cottrell, the sculptor, said, quote, "This was a cluster F," describing the chaos that building the statue caused while working with crypto investors who commissioned the statue for Donald Trump. It was part of their promotional push for a meme coin that they launched. The artist also accused those crypto investors of copyright infringement after they used an image of the sculpture on their meme coin. He eventually got some money for them doing that. And when he was asked if he'd work on Donald Trump's upcoming presidential library construction, he said, quote, "Once somebody has shown you that they can't be trusted to do what they say, you don't work with them anymore." He also said, quote, "F no to working with these crypto investors again." And interestingly, he was told to get rid of Donald Trump's turkey neck and make him look thinner in the statue. Even the sculptor behind the statue doesn't like Donald Trump and working with him and everybody around him. And I think most people are looking at this statue with absolute disgust because it's just awful.